So ask yourself, what's a common theme with a narcissist? What's a common theme in a narcissist? Think about it. They're insecure. So if you have a whole group of people that are insecure about their position, and you're not uh, one of the ones in that group that's feeding and building up the insecurities or the lack of, trying to remove it from another person, assisting them, supporting them, so that they feel good about themselves and continue to feed that, what do you do? And somebody gets too big for their britches in that group of narcissists, because you got to feed each other. What happens? You isolate that person. So a common theme with witnesses is if you're uncomfortable with a particular person, or you don't like their personality, maybe they're a little too analytical, you're asking too many questions, what do? You isolate them. And that's how you deal with elders in a group. If you have a body of elders, the way to get the elder under tow is to isolate them. Okay, so the same applies in any situation. If you want a witness to do what he's told, be under the thumb, stop talking, don't ask questions, you need to isolate them. How do you isolate them as a witness? Shun them. You give them the silent treatment. You don't invite them to parties. You don't bring them here, there, this, that, and the other thing. So if somebody gets too big for their britches, in New Zealand they call that the tall poppy syndrome. So if somebody's too intelligent, or they speak up, or they're critical anyway in the social group, they isolate them. So that's the common denominator. So people have all sorts of information about Tony Morris being removed, this, that, and the other thing. I think he was just not fitting in. And of course he's drinking a lot, but I think they all enjoy the liquor. They all enjoy drinking. That's one of the things you can't really take away from a group, right? I don't know, so many places, so many congregations I've been to, that's always been the theme. They have a Super Bowl party, or they have this, that, and the other thing, and they have an excuse to drink. And so they get together and have a lot of booze, right? We know that there's videos out there with Tony Morris going to the liquor store and getting $1,000 worth of booze, expensive booze. I don't think that's it. They would have tolerated that. I think it's stepped on a toe, wanted to be Frederick Franz or Nathan Knorr, and there's no more of that. They like to share the power at this point. They got kind of a leader in the group, and they all kind of kowtow to him. But if there's a leader in a group like Sanders or whoever, I don't think it's Let, but you bring in a couple new warm bodies to fill the shoes, yes men, and then you remove the one or two that are not fitting in. You isolate them. That's how you do it. Simple as that. So, I mean, that's how witnesses are put out, right? You disfellowship, you're shunned, you're isolated. We won't give you social support, right? That's how you remove these ones. So, I think the same is true. The same system works. So narcissists always, they're insecure, and they need that. They need you to be a yes man to keep that insecurity from coming out. Asking questions is not something you do. Being what they say, a critical thinker. Criticism is not something a narcissist is comfortable with. right? So it's not okay to ask questions. It's not okay to say the truth. It's very uncomfortable. So if I put that all together, I think what they'll do is they'll say, well, he need to be disciplined, this, that, and everything. And so, Jehovah just disciplines those he loves and this thing. They'll use God's name, which they shouldn't, of course. The Deuteronomy 18:20 to 23, 22 states that if they use my name and it's false once, don't fear them. So it's not new light getting brighter, and we made a mistake. It's if you make one mistake and you're telling everybody this is the way it is, and you're false in what you've said, you no longer have any authority, because it just takes one mistake. Because the Holy Spirit doesn't make mistakes. God doesn't make mistakes. Okay? God does not make mistakes. If you have Holy Spirit, the truth will be the truth, and it's not going to get brighter. Okay? So in this whole situation where we have analysis of Tony Morris, this, that, and the other thing, if I distilled it like you distill spirits, and it goes drip, drip, drip out of the end of a copper tube, right? Distill it. Take it, a lot of words, a lot of ideas, and distill it down to a singular entity. I say insecurity, right? As soon as a Joe Public, Jehovah's Witness, speaks with any sort of criticism, or he has an opinion, or he seems to be stronger willed than others, and he doesn't kowtow and say yes, yes, then we got to push him down, call him a goat, say he's not for Jehovah, and Jehovah's made a decision to discipline him. I'm here to tell you, men discipline men. Okay? These men, the group, disciplined this man and put him down. Okay? As a group. So, that's my synopsis of the Tony Morris saga. And I think it's real simple. If someone is like Tony Morris, who's a bit abrasive, says things that he shouldn't say, and of course he's prior military, so by default he's going to be a harder person, because he's seen a lot of things and he's rougher around the edges, and he's just going to have a tougher persona, and he's going to rub a lot of people the wrong way, right? And truthfully, ask yourself, does the governing body of Jehovah's Witnesses actually run the show, or are they frontmen? Like Biden. Is President Biden truly the president? Or is there people behind him running him around? The guy's got dementia, man. He can barely stand up. Okay, and the same is true for these ones that run or called the governing body. They're frontmen. They're yes men. Okay, there's a very powerful, strong group behind them that runs the real show. The billion-dollar company. The billion-dollar corporation. Okay, so that's how I feel about it. I want to hurry up and get this out because, I don't know, it's something I've been thinking about. Anyway, toodaloo to all of you, and have a good day.